nothing like being stranded out miles from nowhere in the middle of a thunderstorm. One way of traveling in the wilderness in a rainstorm and still be able to stay dry is to build a duvet, which is basically a mat made out of tall grasses. I'm going to show you how to build one of those today. And this tall grass here is the same thing I like to use for my bedding. It is a perfect species for building a duvet out of. So I'm going to gather a few armloads of this, and then I can get started. See, it's a little stone knife. That's all I use. See, and once you've gathered a large bundle, and you've got enough, then you can get started on putting it together. But first I have to find a couple supple vines, a couple flimsy, thin vines to tie it together with. Alright, if you can't find enough honeysuckle vine, like this vine right here, see, just kind of naturally twists itself up into a cordage, and it'll take an overhand knot really well. If you can't find that, the next best choice is to get pine tree roots. And I couldn't find enough honeysuckle to really do the job for me here today. So that's what I've decided to use instead of the vine, is pine tree roots. See, in 3 different places I tied a root here, I tied an overhand knot in the root there, and an overhand knot in the root there. And basically what you do is you just take bundles. You take bundles of your grass, make sure they're all nicely lined up. A lot of times I'll reverse them because they're tapered. They're always smaller on one end than the other. If you want to make a mat that stays square, you got to reverse end per end on each bundle. And then all you do is you take each new bundle you lay on there, you just tie it off with overhand knots. And you want to be really careful not to break your roots. And as you can see, by securing each bundle with an overhand knot, it slowly starts to come to shape. And if you run out of root, you just pass a root through the previous bundle and tie an overhand knot on it and continue on. Pretty simple process. Okay, you can see the progress. It's starting to lay together like a nice wide mat. And the tighter you tie them together, the more waterproof it's going to be. Well, I've used up all the tall grasses that this area has to offer right here, so I'll have to go find some more. This isn't quite wide enough. I'd like it to be almost twice as big. So I'm going to have to go somewhere else and get more. So I'll just have to use this until I find more. And it sounds like that storm is settling in. later on tonight, when and if it quits raining, I can use this for a bed to sleep on. And because I use pine roots instead of my cordage, I'll be able to use my cordage for something really important. Alright, made it back to camp. I'm glad it's nice and dry in here. Okay, now this is even wet, so all just nice and powdery dry. Big campsite here. Yeah, that's going to be a bit more of a comfortable mattress. And that's the traditional method for building a primitive duvet. And the way that rain's coming down out there, I really need one on a day like this. I still have to get out there and go get me some more grasses because that duvet isn't quite big enough. That's what I gotta go do now.